What up, Cassie?
Hello, Nick.
Do you know what this is?
Oh, stop.
That means a slow pitch is coming. That means
I don't.
another
I don't
changeup is
understand that
coming.
reference.
You don't know this
Okay.
reference?
I don't know this
That was big
reference.
news from the last week. The Houston Astros were stealing signs, and when there was a changeup coming, someone would hit a garbage can in the
We
dugout
did.
to signal that a changeup was coming.
I thought that you were talking about the football. I was just confused. I had my
See?
sports ball backwards.
I just didn't want to be accused of stealing signs. I've stolen many things. Signs are not one of them.
Signs are not one yet.
I am holding a football for a reason. I'm sure we're going to talk about football stuff, so I'll wait for that moment.
We are going to talk about football stuff.
So what's fantastic other than not football?
It's actually the commercial part of the sports ball, my personal favorite moment in the Super Bowl.
And an 1851 Klein alert.
Yeah. Little
Go ahead.
Caesars, they
Go
bought
ahead.
their first ever ad.
First ever Super Bowl ad?
Well, yeah, first ever Super Bowl ad. Yeah, sorry, it's not the first ad they've ever run.
Fake
But
news
they're
by
rolling
Cassie
out a
McElwain.
new. That's what I'm here for. They are doing a new delivery service. So Rainn Wilson from The Office is going to be in that ad. Bill Nye is going to be in an ad for SodaStream, and Michael Bay actually directed the commercial that we're going to be seeing for Hard Rock. So hopefully they don't suck.
Do you think that has anything to do with the value of that ad?
I think it could, depending on how good or bad it is. But in theory, I feel like it's just a way for them to say, look, we have Michael Bay directing our ad, or look, we have Bill Nye. It'll be memorable, even if it's bad.
Yeah, I think it's more so. I think it's the content. I think it's the story that wins the day.
Yes.
That's my opinion.
Paying a lot of money for a story.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I think it's a waste of money. Maybe not.
I don't
What
know.
was your favorite Super Bowl ad from last year?
I actually thought that they were all pretty horrible last year. Like, there isn't one that stands out in my memory. When I think good Super Bowl commercial, I think back to, like, my childhood. I don't think, like, a couple years ago.
I love that you snuck in there. I think back to my childhood. My childhood.
I'm Southern now.
Well, good for you. You are Southern now.
Yeah.
Is our celebrity Southern?
Our celebrity is, I don't know if he's Southern or not. We're talking about football things.
Go ahead.
So, I love that you make me do this. All right. So, the quarterback for the Kansas City Chiefs, that's true. I'm going to probably not pronounce his last name right. And I know he's really famous, so I don't want to say it.
Go for it.
Patrick. We're just going to call him Patrick.
What's his last name?
Mahomes.
You are correct. Way to go.
Yay.
Patrick Mahomes.
Mahomes. Yeah, he is my homie, clearly. He is on pace to beat out Tom Brady as, like, the biggest merchandise seller in the NFL. What?
I would rather, for the record, I'd rather hear you as the announcer of the Super Bowl than whoever the announcers are. Like, it would be phenomenal. And that guy throws it. Oh my God, he got hit. Oh, what? Wait a
It's
and then you get
something
distracted.
down. I can't remember if it's first or second. Yeah, I'm just like on Instagram. I forgot my glasses, so I can't even read the scoreboard. Like,
all right, Cassie, $1 for answering this question.
Okay.
What two teams are in the Super Bowl?
Not Green Bay because they lost, so whoever beat them. And someone else. I literally have no idea.
You just talked about one of them.
Oh, Kansas City.
Yep, that's one.
Okay. Yay, go them. I know it's somewhere in my brain.
Yeah, and it's somewhere in San Francisco.
I just am thinking of the wrong sport. I was just thinking, I don't know.
It's the San Francisco Giants.
It's not. That's the baseball. And that's what I was thinking about because the Giants is New York and my dad would murder me if I didn't know that.
It's the 49ers, but I don't blame you for not knowing these things because if you ask me questions about The Bachelor, other than The Bachelor was in a Sylvan Learning commercial when he was younger,
Very true. Yep.
I would know nothing about it. So,
Yep.
cash money?
Just cash money, putting me out of my misery. So I'm actually interested to get your opinion on this as a former Tesla owner. But Tesla is now worth more than Ford and GM combined. So talk about cash money.
$100 billion.
It's an insane. That's an amount of money that you can't even like fathom, picture it, what it would look like.
And I think it's going to go up. My opinion as a former Tesla owner is I made the mistake. I should have bought their shares last year. I thought about it. I did not. And now it's trading a little bit north of $500 a share. Look, I mean, it's the disruptor, and they've had plenty of beatings along the way. They continue to stay true to their vision. It's all things that I believe that we're doing here with our business too. So, hey, I think the big dreamer is making shit happen, and that's pretty cool.
I like referring to us now. That's going to be my new analogy. We're the Tesla of agencies.
Yeah, we are the Tesla of agencies. What's up now, world? Forward. What are we forward thinking about?
So Netflix is still holding pretty fast and steady about saying no to advertisements. So despite there was investor pressure and people were saying that they were going to roll out ads, they're still saying that they're going to stay away from it. They'll probably just continue to jack up the prices for a monthly membership, would be my guess. But
yeah, I mean, it's a turning point that a lot of brands go through. I mean, Facebook probably went through the same thing. Like at some meeting, early Facebook, they're like, we will never have advertising on our site. And now it's the most fascinating, sophisticated advertising that exists. As long as Netflix is saying just not yet, and let's figure out a way that it's not frustrating to the end user, I'm good with that. But you know, maybe their way to make money. I mean, the amount of times we'll hear a client say, "Hey, can you make a viral video for us?" That's not a viral video.
That's the point.
Yeah. So maybe paid content in the form of video could be a thing where Netflix puts it on there in a non-disturbing way. Because then you think like a Barstool Sports that actually has content that is super engaging for the audience that it attracts. If Barstool had its own Netflix channel, I think people would use that, and Barstool could pay for that holding spot and then charge ads within their own space. So there's going to be something at some point. Greed takes over everything. So, I mean, kudos for them for staying true to it so far. They're a friend.
Yeah,
friend.
They are a friend.
Friend.
But I think that it was actually the show this week.
What me filming this last week through a New Jersey toll booth?
No, you screaming in my ear before we started rolling.
That is not true.
That is not fake news.
Go ahead.
It's real news.
Who's our foe?
All right.
Papa John's?
Our foe this week. No, but I feel like he just gets an honorary mention because why not? Burgerim, I think. I don't know if I'm pronouncing the brand name right. You know I'm terrible at this.
Burgerim.
I don't know. It's all one word in this headline. But basically it went under, and there are now hundreds of franchisees that like are homeless or have had to declare bankruptcy, and there's just a whole lot of destruction for hundreds of people that have to deal with the fallout of this brand going under, which is tough to hear about considering that we always like to, it's like my days are filled with such awesome stories. So it's nice to see the flip side of the coin. Yeah.
So I'm going to give two sides to this. They're definitely a foe. It's not good for anybody, but one, there's things that franchisees could learn from on this. When something seems too good to be true, it probably is. I would imagine there's other brands like the Menchie's of the world that has had some closures that got super, super hot and then fell down because it's look, when you can't find the true point of differentiation in a brand, you're already playing from behind. Like a growth brand like Orange Theory is different enough with points of differentiation, data, and technology that they're able to stand out. So for franchise buyers, that shiny thing in the corner might not be the best investment that you make. So do your homework, ask franchisees if they would buy it again. Be smart about your purchase. Don't just buy based on emotion. Buy based on it being a good business concept. From a franchisor standpoint, you know what? Shame on the industry. I've said this before. I would love there to be more of a governing body of what is a good brand and what's not. And I feel there are associations that should be held responsible for putting some sort of guidelines on what is a good brand and what is not. I think there should be guidelines put on the way that outside brokers sell franchises, because that would help clean some of this stuff up. That, you know, the reality is they had good franchise operators who could have been viable franchisees for other concepts that fell into there and lost their shit. And nobody's stepping up and saying, let's protect franchising. So, you know, I doubt anything's going to change. But hey, by the way, it's amazing watching Maddie hold sneeze. Here it comes. Oh, she's tried so hard. We gotta get her mic'd up.
I know, she's so good at this too. Friend. She's like,
oh, her face is like, it's the cat. She worked from home yesterday. That cat is all over her.
The cat.
She's allergic to cats.
Me too.
Me 3.
Oh my God, go us.
Go us. Allergic to cats. Allergic to things that deserve to be outside at all times. Sorry, cat people.
Yeah.
I do like cats. All right, what's heating up?
I know, they're creepy. All right, heating up. So your column this week, I thoroughly enjoyed. It is about how motivation is basically doing what you don't want to do. So if you're saying that, like, oh, you're going to be motivated, you're going to set goals for this year, try adjusting the attitude of like, okay, maybe work is hard, but it can be used as a stepping stone, and think about how great you're going to feel when you kill it.
Yeah, nothing that is worth anything comes easy. Yes, there are exceptions to the rule where you win a lottery when you bought a $5 ticket and you win millions of dollars. But it's not like, nothing in this life is easy. So the point is to really focus on your internal motivation, that sometimes the hardest things to accomplish end up driving and sustaining the highest amount of motivation. For me, weight is a constant battle. I weigh myself every morning. I usually weigh myself at night. I have even calculated how many seconds it takes me to pee in the morning. That's how much weight I will lose. That's how neurotic I am about the weight, because it is not easy for me to keep it off. I will do 100,000 plus steps a week on my Fitbit. I will eat relatively healthy. I drink what I want still. But the point is that still turns into a motivator and driver. I know where I don't want to be. Therefore, it motivates me to be better about where I want to be. So it makes me even more present in my goals. That, you know, as long as you come into the mindset that anything that you want to accomplish is going to come with challenges, then at least you're setting your own expectations when you go into it. Specifically to franchise brands, and we've talked about this many times, franchise brands come out with very lofty goals on how they want to sell 1 million franchises on no budget. It just doesn't work that way, and it takes energy and time. We just talked about a failing franchise that had to close its doors and screw over a whole bunch of franchisees. Nothing is easy. Nobody gets rich overnight. And it's already been tried and tested, yet so many people fail to listen to that, and they come in with shitty ass work ethics, and then they're like, well, why is it not working? 'Cause you didn't work at it. It's that simple. So it still comes back to, it's kind of my theme of this year is choice is yours. You are in charge of what you decide to do next, as long as you have that decision-making power, that your brain is actively present. And motivation is choice too. You decide how you're going to approach this day. You decide if you're going to get your shit done. You decide if you're going to knock out that to-do list. You decide if you're going to sneeze in the middle of a podcast and don't. Way to go, Maddie. Done. What do you think of that?
Perfect timing.
I wonder if anybody even makes it this far to listen to this.
I don't know.
I mean, I got a lot of comments on me driving through. Like, it's very rare that I get positive comments. Like, I really liked what you and Cassie talked about this week. It's like, you're an idiot. I'm like, I wasn't staring at the phone. I basically put it in my lap and drove.
Yeah, it wasn't like you were doing anything unsafe. It was like you were on a conference call or something.
I mean, if you could have heard what it really sounded like, because you could,
With the Cookie
it still
Monster.
doesn't even make sense to me how you couldn't hear it.
Couldn't hear it at all.
Yeah, but listen, watch. Let's go to New Jersey. Here you go.
Let's go to New Jersey.
That's the last thing in here. You'll be able to hear this.
Nom, 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 nom. Uh-oh, me ate all the cookies. You mind if we pick some up along the way? Let's boogie.
That was going on that
How
entire
did you do
ride,
that with
and
a
you couldn't
face?
hear it, and I was doing a podcast. Was that dumb? Yes. I admit it. It was dumb. And you know what? After we were done filming, I was like, watch some cop see this thing, and I'm going to get a ticket in the mail for driving with my cell phone. And there's nothing I can do. I can't say I wasn't because I was filming a podcast while doing this. So, Cassie,
funny.
0.1 miles. Turn right.
He just really wants to be a part of it now.
I know, I get it. Cassie, it was fun as always. Have a good weekend.
Yeah.
Super Bowl Sunday, a week away. I'm sure we'll talk more about it next week. Have a nice weekend.
I need to brush up on my facts. Bye.
Brush up on those facts and don't sneeze at halftime. You never know what's going to come out.